Hey guys, Lady Lux here. Got this beautiful Mako 425 sent to me by Izzy. So thank you so much, Izzy. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one for Lock Tuesday, even though it's a bit late in the evening. So I'm going to get this one up in the vise and let's get picking. All right. There is the key working. Sorry, I had to mummy this one up a little bit. My small rig clamp kind of scratches the sides if I don't put something in between it. So just put that little mummy suit on this lock and it's good to go. Here's the bitting of the key for this one. Now, these locks are great to pick if you have not picked the American 1100 yet. The Makos are a really great lock to pick before you pick the 1100. They give some great crystal clear feedback, but they're very similar to the 1100 in the pins. They've got serrated and spool pins in there. They've got the same size core, and they feel a lot like the 1100, only very, very clean picking. So everything is just so like clean and crystal clear with what you were going through when you pick this one. And if you pick it before the 1100, then when you get to pick the 1100, you'll start picking up on the little bit of feedback that you get from the 1100, and you can recognize it from picking this one. So I suggest you grab a Mako 427 or 425. The 425s are these blue ones, and I think you have to buy two to buy them. So you could buy a 427. I think the 427 has 6 pins. This one has 5 pins. So that's about the only difference in them, and the difference in the looks, of course. But all right, top of keyway tension. I'm using the Lock Tools 1mm top of keyway tension bar. I'm just going to use the standard Jimmy Long's hook here. And I'm going to just take my time and go through this so you guys can watch all the feedback that I'm getting from this lock and just how clear and, you can hear every little click, and it's just so clear in the feedback. You could see it in the tension bar. Nice click there. Another nice click. Coming back to the front. Another really nice click on one. I think I actually got that whole pin set now. I think that was going to be a serrated, but I set it just like that one. I've got that one set now. And let's see. Okay, I've got a spool on one of these front pins here. I'm just feeling around to see if anything wants to be picked. There's a bit of counter rotation, and we're open. All right. So I wanted to make a quick little shout out for the Sadistic Picker. Today I watched his Lock Tuesday video, and he gave quite the list of shout outs on his channel. And I've got to say, I love every single channel that he shouted out, but I do have to shout out his channel especially. He is such a phenomenal picker. He's back at it. If you guys are not familiar with his channel, I will leave a link in the description to his channel. You can go check it out. He's got some great content. He picks every challenge lock that you send to him. He picks it. I don't know how. Some of them are monstrosities, and he gets them picked anyways. He works so hard to pick those. It's crazy. He's such a great picker. He does a lot of Lock Tuesday videos, Mini Lock Mondays, and I believe he's working his way up the belt system as well. He's just such a nice guy. He's got such a nice channel. Just go check it out and, give some of his videos a like and subscribe if you like his content. All right, so let's get this one open. Let's get it gutted, and see what else inside of this one. See what kind of pins we're dealing with, all right? All right. Take the little mummy fit off. All right, there's a little screw down in here that you can unscrew in order to get to the core. Get that out of there. And sometimes these little screws are in super tight with Loctite. If that happens, you can just take the screw and hit it with the hammer a little bit, or the screwdriver, and hit it with the hammer while it's on the screw there, and it'll loosen up that Loctite enough that you can, remove it from the core. All right, now everything jumps out, of course. Let me get my tray here. All right, very tiny stuff in here. As you can see, it has got the little guard there that goes in the back, and that actually guards it from being able to be bypassed. With a bypass tool. Obviously, we can bypass it by picking it, but it doesn't allow you to bypass it with a bypass tool. Now, when you're taking these apart, I suggest you mark the front of the core, just because sometimes if it doesn't have a difference between the front and the back there, you can sometimes put the core in backwards and then you'll have lots of trouble. So you don't want to do that from the beginning. This one's already marked, so it must have been marked during manufacturing, I would guess, because I don't think anybody has gutted this one yet. And let's get this clamp off of here. Whoa, and there went my clamp. And I think it hit the ground somewhere, of course. But I'll have to find that when I'm all done, I suppose. I'm not sure where that went, but it did go flying. All right, so we've got the key. I'm just going to put the key in here and give it a little turn. Now my follower should have a little part on it so that, yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to turn it so that, make sure that none of those gaps are right underneath where the, Bible is. Okay. Now dumping out the key pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, okay, so this one actually has 6 pins, and I guess the 427 has 7 pins. So the 425 has 6 pins, the 427 must have 7 pins, I guess. So that's how it goes. I thought this one had 5 pins. My mistake. All right. Okay. Starting at the front, we've got a serrated pin. All right. And a spool pin. Another serrated pin. A spool pin. Serrated. And a standard pin in number 7 or 6. Sorry about that. Number 6. And let's get out a spring so we could check that out as well. That is spring number 1. Very tiny spring, very tightly woven spring. And let's actually just zoom in instead of letting me pick this up. Let's zoom on down into it and take a look at the pins. I don't want to drop anything. Okay. So it looks like we've got some serrated key pins on 1, 2, 4. And that looks like about it. And then we've got a standard on number 6, serrated on 5, spool on 4, serrated on 3, spool on 2, and serrated on 1. And check out these tight woven springs, or tightly sprung, I guess you could call it, that they're springing out of my tweezers. But yeah, Push it down a bit into view. There we go. Yeah, very cool. Very cool little lock, but it's very similar to the American 1100 in the way that it's designed, in the way that the core, the core looks, everything. It looks just like an 1100 inside. And like I said, it does give some very quality, high quality, very crystal clear feedback. So, if you're having trouble with the 1100, try one of these. I think it will really, really help you, especially setting these serrated pins in this one. It's so, just so easy. You can really, really feel the difference between a click for a serration and a click when it's set. Now, even though the American 1100 is going to be a little bit of, it's going to be a little muddier, I guess you could call it. You still will be able to recognize what you're feeling because of the way you could feel this so well. You'll be able to recognize that kind of toned down a little bit from the 1100, and I think it'll help you just a whole heck of a lot. So there you have it. I did lose my clamp, so I've got to go clamp hunting. And that's going to be a really great time. I'm being sarcastic, of course. It's not going to be fun at all. But I'm going to have to find that clamp before I can put this little guy back together. If not, I'm sure I've got something lying around. And when I do put it back together, remember to just look for your mark for where, the front of the lock is. So you can put your first pin in place when you're putting it back together. And you'll be good to go. Now, if you do want to practice bypassing with a bypass tool, you can keep this little piece out. This doesn't hinder the picking or change the picking in any way. This is just in case you would like to practice using your bypass tool. You can use it if you take this little piece out, and you don't have to put it back in if you don't want to. So no worries there. I have a big collection of these in my drawer because I generally don't put them back in. I like to play around with my bypass tool and see, get practice and see how easy it is to bypass certain locks. So I usually leave those out, and that way I can, practice on my locks, bypassing them. So all right, guys, there you have it, the Mako 425. And this is a Lotto Lock, so I'm going to post this up for Lotto Lock Tuesday. And if you guys don't know who Pocket Woman is, go check out Pocket Woman's channel. She's got a great channel as well, and she's the one who does Lotto Lock Tuesday. She will grab everybody's Lotto Lock Tuesday entries, and she does a drawing every few months. And somebody will win a Lotto Lock from Australia, which is really, really cool. So go check out her channel. If you want to participate in Lotto Lock Tuesday, all you've got to do is pick a Lotto Lock on Tuesday and tag it, #Lotto Lock Tuesday. Don't forget, check out Sadistic's channel as well. Take care, guys.